Welcome to another tutorial from Android Snippets. Today we're going to look at a database project, and this is the first in a series which is all about data in general. So we're going to look at a database, we're going to look at data from the file system, and we're going to look at data from a RESTful service or a web service. Today I'm going to start with a database-based application, and we're going to retrieve data, insert data, retrieve data, and we're going to populate a list view. So you can see where we're working to in the emulator here. We're going to call this project Friends App. Friends App. I keep this at level 15, blank activity, and good to go. Let me get this away. Okay. First off, we're going to start with the layouts. So if we look at my main, and I've prepared some code, so you don't have to watch me typing all the time. The main layout contains a relative layout which holds a list view, and I gave the list view an ID, and yeah, the settings are really basic and you can use whatever you like. I'm going to add a second layout which I like to call single, and this is going to be representing one singular row in the list view. And I will get the code so you can see what I mean. This holds a linear layout which holds an image view which holds an avatar, which I need to get essentially, which holds another linear layout, and this linear layout holds a text view, two types of text view, one with a friend's name and one with the city where the friend lives. And let me get this avatar, I promise you. And we paste it in the drawable folder. It's just a simple PNG file. Okay, as you can see, the error now resolves. We can get rid of these two, and now we're ready to start coding. In my Java folder on my Friends App package, I'm going to create a new class, DB adapter, and this is essentially going to handle all the database related actions. In a real-life project with multiple tables and multiple data entities, we would create more classes. So this DB adapter is now going to have more than one function. So in an object-oriented way, I think this is not the best solution, but for this tutorial it will be fine. So let me grab those fields. Okay. These static final strings are going to represent the tables in our database. So we have an ID field, name and city. We have a database name, a table, and a database version. So each time we're going to recreate our application, we can update the database if necessary. This string, now, I think you have all seen this once or twice before. It's going to create a table. We're going to invoke this later on. We also need a constructor. DB adapter. And this is going to receive a context. And let's import context as a class. And what did I just do? Final context. Okay. Next, what do we need? We need a database helper. Some people call it a database handler, whatever you like. Import 2 extra classes. This is a private static class. So it's going to be used only by this DB adapter. In this constructor, we pass in the context again. We have two methods on create, and this is where the database creation string is going to be called, and on upgrade is whenever we change the database. You will see that this is wrong. We need to drop first and then recreate. So this is very basic, not really something to talk about for a long time. Next, we need two methods outside the class here, and they are about opening and closing the connection, and therefore we need two more fields. Let me get those for you. Two more members here, and we need to instantiate the DB helper. So DB helper is new database helper, and it gets the context passed in as a parameter. This is essentially going to be useful whenever we want to transact something from or to the database, and you will see it in action later on. And the last thing we need is the functions to get and retrieve or post data. So insert a friend is my posting function. Insert friend will return as an ID, and it will accept a name and a city. And get friends, get all friends. Let me get that one. This one will return a cursor object, and we're going to work with two types of cursors today, and this is the database related cursor. We ask the database, please give me from the table these fields and put them in this cursor object. Okay, we're done here, and I promise you the cursor will return shortly. Now we're going to create an instance of DB adapter. DB adapter, and it will receive the current context. DB.open will open our transaction. DB.close will close it off. So everything we do with the database will be in between these two lines. So for now, let's enter a friend. Let's insert a friend into our database. We have a guy named Peter. He lives in New York. And we have, let's say, doesn't really matter, it's all just for the examples here. Atlanta. Okay. If we will run this application as is, it will enter these two. We won't see anything, but we will be able to enter those two already in the database. So let's run the application. And it takes a while for the screen to pop up, but I'm sure it will. There it is. Well, white screen, no errors, we're good to go. we can comment these two out right now. We need our list view. Find view by ID, and friend list. Yes. Okay. Let's import these classes. Next, we need another cursor or a cursor adapter. Let me get it for you. I'm not going to type this out. Essentially, import all the classes. Okay, the friend cursor adapter is an extension of cursor adapter, and this is going to be adapting the cursor for the list view. So let me clean this up first. In our constructor, we receive the context and the cursor, which we will be getting from this function. And we inflate our single layout, which we created a few minutes ago. And we bind it to the view. And you can see here that we are going to ask the cursor to get a string from column with name and city. And those are the two values we really need. I'm not going to mess around with ID at this point in time. Let's see. Now bind it to these two variables which hold the text views we created earlier. These two. So that's something we now can use. So we're going to get our friends. I'm sorry for the typing here. Get all friends. And now we're going to set the adapter. So what is the adapter? We have our friends cursor adapter, FCA, new friends cursor adapter, and it will receive this and our cursor friends. Now we can bind this to our list view with set adapter, and we use the FCA object. And let me think. I think we are done. Let's see what we get. Well, here we are. I've ran. Okay. This is not really helping. We only had 2 friends, I already say, yeah. Well, I made a video first and that one blew up. So I now use the same database. So we have some more lists, but I think you get the point. We have Peter and Kate. Peter and Kate are from the first tries. But essentially this is a list view which is populated by data from our database, and that was the point of this tutorial. So join me in my next tutorial on using data from the file system, and the tutorial where I'll be using a RESTful service or a web service to get or retrieve data. So thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.